Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and in this video here I'm going to be talking a bit about researching in Kenshi. So researching is required in order to learn new technologies in this game, and new technologies are required for basically everything you want to craft, everything you want to build, and if you want to do base building in this game to any extent, you're going to need to build a research bench and start researching. Ideally, you want to start researching in a town because you will have the protection of the town's guards and you won't get base raids and you won't get attacked. Well, you might still get attacked if enemies come into town, but the guards are going to be there and they're going to have your back. So in order to buy a building in town, what you need to do is find a dilapidated building like you see me looking at here. You'll notice that when I left click on this old storm house, it says in the bottom left, for sale, 6,000 cats. Now, if I buy it like this, and I right click and hold on it, this is the issue command keybind. You might have rebound it. I personally rebound it because I thought it was super annoying on right click. I have it bound to Q. So if I hold down Q while moused over this building, it will give me an option to repair it, as you see here. So if I click that, it goes into this little grid type view as you see these two buildings with. In order to do anything with this building, what I need to do is I need to grab a bunch of building materials, which this vendor does not currently have, and basically use the building materials on the building and rebuild it that way. Make sure you choose a easy to build building. Don't choose a, like if you're in a town like Morn, there are some buildings in there that are advanced buildings that will require copper plates in order for you to rebuild them. And that's a bit of an issue considering copper plates are quite hard to get and you're not going to be able to easily get a bunch of them. So looking back at my my building here, you can see that over here I have a research bench that is built, and you'll see inside I got 3 items. I got books, ancient science books, and engineering research. Here's book, ancient science book, engineering research. Books are required to unlock basically all technologies with the research bench. Eventually, once you unlock all of the basic technologies, you'll get to the point where you will start unlocking advanced technologies with either engineering research or ancient science books. In order to get ancient science books, you have to explore. There are some areas, like this ruins we're looking at on the map right here, that have ancient science books. So that ruins is in the southern portion of Vane. Also in Arak, I'm pretty sure you can get some there when you clear that boss, but it's a quite challenging boss. Shun, this whole area here is, it's got tons of ruins, and there's quite a few ancient science books to find. The crater has a few ancient science books, as does the grid. This ruin right here in the bottom right-hand corner of the swamp, this has a few ancient science books as well, if I'm not mistaken. I know one of these 2 ruins do in swamp. Flats Lagoon has ancient science books and engineering research for sale. This is actually where I got these from. I haven't cleared any areas yet. I've only bought these from Flats Lagoon. And that's how you basically collect resources as far as researching goes. So in order to open the research window, you need to press T. This opens the window that you see currently on my screen right now. And you start with being able to unlock some basic buildings as well as the next tech level. Tech level 2, I think at that time. And basically, each tech level has some set requirements before you can unlock it. My tech, in order to unlock tech level 4, I had to build a research bench level 3. And of course, I had to build whatever the housing shells was for that level. So tech level 4 only requires tech level 3 and 4 ancient science books. However, I will probably need to learn both of these things before moving on to tech level 5. or on before moving on to tech level 5. And these things are actually really worth it to research anyway. They large building shells allow you to make bigger buildings in your base, and heavy building foundations are just a prerequisite passive requirement for unlocking other stuff. And improving your tech level just unlocks more recipes overall. It's one of the most important things you can do through researching. So with training, you can actually make a lot of different dummies that will give you skills. Let me show you some here. Training. Assassin training, locksmith, lockpicking training, thievery training, a regular training dummy, which will allow you to raise recruits' fighting skills against it up until level 10. All of these have a max requirement of level 10, meaning they will only raise your skill to that level before basically stopping. And it's very, it's like a nice way to get your new characters up to snuff, but other than that, I wouldn't really worry about it too much. Because it's not useful for progressing past that extent. But as you can see, like this one, the assassination dummy takes it up to level 20 training max, which isn't bad. And the thief and locksmithing ones are actually pretty good too, because it'll at least speed up lockpicking. The lockpicking one is actually kind of a bare minimum before adventuring out to some extent. So let's move on back to the researching. Smithing, it's self-explanatory what it is. This is, aside from smithing, you can see medicine is in here. Basically everything that, trade skilling is found in here. Clothing manufacturer, yada yada. I personally just recommend unlocking all of it. However, you might want to start with what is most relevant and useful to you. I've already advanced my trades or research to some degree. It's a little bit ahead. As you can see, there's some new things I can unlock that you probably don't have on your list, and then some basic ones like clothing manufacturer that I haven't unlocked from the start. Industry, this is all of the other stuff you can make in your base, like mining stone, which you can turn into building materials. You can turn your raw iron into iron plates, I think they are. And then you can turn those iron plates, you can turn the iron plates into steel bars. And then also you can turn copper into copper plates. You can also turn copper into electrical parts, which you can also unlock with electrics right here, I'm pretty sure. There's something in here that should allow you to craft electrical parts. I might not have reached it yet. But you can basically make every single item in the game if you take the time to research everything. There's quite a few good money-making ones in the farming tree, like hashish production that allows you to make drugs, and you can sell drugs in a few locations for a lot of money. Alcohol, you can sell alcohol in a few locations for a lot of money. Like you can make a base in the swamp and focus on making hash and sake, and then basically just export all of that to Flats Lagoon, Morn, Katoon, really anywhere that'll buy it, and make a ton of money by doing it. Or you can make a base in the desert and focus on farming cactuses, or focus on farming wheat straw, which then you can make grog, I'm pretty sure, or rum, one of the two. I'm pretty sure grog. And there's a whole bunch of things. You can basically go down the list, picking whatever you want. You can also do baking with farming, in the farming tree, I mean. And baking, of course, that means you can make your own food, which is very useful and extremely important, because then you're not dependent on vendors for food. Skeleton repair beds. This will allow you to make beds to repair people who have bionic limbs. A bunch of different ways to generate power, as well as light sources. One thing, light sources are actually very important, because at night when you're crafting, you'll suffer a skill penalty. However, if you have a light source over your head, you will not suffer a skill penalty at night, which is why they're so important. Make sure to put light sources over every trade skill bench. This light source is apparently too high up to affect that trade skill bench. That's nice to know, though. Let's see. Back to research. So defense, this is a basic one. This is essentially just building better walls for your base and building turrets for those walls, and also making the turrets better. Crafting, This will allow me to unlock robotics, which will allow me to make all the skeletal limbs and crap like that myself. Very useful. And then core we've already talked about, which is just the basic researches and stuff like that. And that's really all there is to it. That is basically all I can teach you about researching, and that's enough to get you started at least. And at least all the way... Rather, I should say, if I'm missing anything... I'm sure I'm missing some like advanced knowledge, but if I'm missing anything obvious, let me know in the comments section below. That way everybody else, can get the correct information and all the information that they need. If this video helped you out, leave me a like because that helps me out, and I will catch you guys around in more Kenshi videos. Peace.